So, here we are again. Feels weird being here again, doesn't it? This is where this started. Now it's time to rip it down. We're gonna rip this whole thing down. We're gonna rip it down. Take it apart, build it something else here. That's the goal today. Rip this down. Build something new. I'm just gonna dig right in. Came in a little earlier, shut the miners off. Mostly so that I wouldn't have tons of just ore sitting in my inventory, hopefully. Not that I'm really too terribly worried, I suppose. It's just nice to keep it clean, I guess, you know? So, how's everybody doing today? Happy Wednesday. At least that's what people tell me it is. That ore is not real. See? No ore in my inventory. Those bars aren't real either. There we go, there we go, there we go. There's some Mark III belts in there. Thing is, I built this factory like a week ago. Or a few weeks ago. Hello, Lavos. Oh. Don't even worry. You're not even that late. You're right on time. So the question is, why did you have a buzz? That's the question. Inquiring minds want to know. Yeah, why were you drinking alcohol? Was there an occasion? Or should I be concerned? Sorta made a slight mistake. Okay, should I be concerned? Keeping an eye on how much inventory I have left. Mike's Hard Lemonade and Chi-Chi's ready-to-drink cocktails. Problem was, I underestimated having half of Mike's Hard Lemonade and then food and then thinking I'd be okay drinking a whole cocktail. It's like, ooh, that's, yeah. Okay, gotcha. I mean, at least you had a good time for lunch, right? Everything. Scorched earth. Oh, what's going on here? There we go. Ah! Game Believe 330 is now following. Welcome, welcome. How you doing? Gonna store some bits here. So yeah, it sounds like you had lunch and had a really good time with your lunch. A little more than you intended. More cleaning. This is going to turn everything off. Now nothing has power. So yeah, way back in the beginning of this series, we built this as a starter factory. And I said then, it was not permanent. We would be coming in to demolish it at some point. Well, this is now that point. And we are demolishing it, and we're going to put something new in its place. The new factory is probably going to be built a lot more efficiently, but make some of the same basic parts, I figure. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty normal with alcohol levels. Just as long as you're making sure to keep yourself healthy, I guess. Self-care and all that. You know, we're big on that here. Why did I build 2 ladders? I don't know. Gone now. Now the general idea I'm planning on here is we're going to demo all this. We're going to put down a big foundation pad over this whole valley so that we have straight edge lines to follow. Using the new preferred foundations. If I hate feeling buzzed, I definitely won't like being properly drunk. Yeah, that's probably true. last time I was properly drunk, I got big chest pains, so I'm just like, well, I'm not doing that again. I'm just erasing everything. Especially this bit right here. It's actually in the way of the train line that we ran yesterday. So all this has absolutely got to go. Besides, it's not really doing anything anymore. See, there's our train tracks that we brought in yesterday and just sort of stopped. And that's gonna, you know, come in rather sort of that-a-way-ish. Ish being the operative word. This is going to be a 6-product factory. The first thing you always do when you start a new factory, what are you going to make? What resources do you need to make those things? Well, this one's going to make concrete, copper wire, copper sheets, ripperonis, reinforced iron plates. It's gonna make rotors. It's gonna make modular frames. Unfortunately, a lot of these screws are real and will actually go into my inventory. I don't want that concrete bin. I may need concrete made during this nonsense. I does not want to dismantle that. There we go. Yeah, we're doing on bag space. Oof, a lot of iron, a lot of limestone, a lot of screws. Okay, yeah. I sort of saw that coming. You know, I've actually never been buzzed at a restaurant either. Generally, I prefer if I'm gonna get wasted, I'm not gonna do it in public. And it would have to be around friends, you know? Wow. That was more than a bin full. Alright, alright, alright. What else have I got clogging my inventory now? Enough to get started at least. Let's see. You know what? No. I'll take that out. Are we mostly cleared out? Piggy. Piggy. So, we're gonna brick over this whole valley. As nice as this little valley is as a starting location, it's not really well suited to a big factory. So, bricking it over is kind of essential. Ooh. Sheesh. Ooh. Sheesh. Ooh. Sheesh. Thank you, Lavos, for the fish. Let's actually deconstruct this whole thing, actually. We're gonna rebuild it here in a minute anyway. So the question is, did I miss anything? I don't think I missed anything. There's some black boxes here, but that's a rendering glitch. Fun rendering glitch. Well, yeah. One's bait. So the big thing, the big idea, trying to put this up here, is to mostly get it above the wildlife and the mining units, because there's going to be like 11 different What? Well, that's a thing you just did. Not sure what I did to deserve it. Now that you have me in a jar, what are you going to do with me? Now that you have me... Oh! Okay. That's still an issue. Let me go look at something here. That one is still... Yeah, it says 120 seconds. Don't you love it when we do troubleshooting on stream? Let's see. Ah, I see. Settings didn't save, that's why. Hit save on that. Now the question is that, there it goes. Okay. That alignment look right. Basically, it's supposed to wait until after the end, after the 120 seconds to go back to large size, and when I changed the settings to 120 yesterday, the InBigin setting change from 30 seconds to 120 seconds did not save. So I redid it just now and hit save. Let's hope it works properly next time. Yay! New stream things. Slug. No, you absolutely are helping, actually, because you're actually using the redeems, and every time they go off, I see, if I see issues, I can go in and fix them. I don't know if there are issues until someone uses them. So this factory is going to have 2 floors. The ground section, what's down here, this is going to be train station. A six-car platform train station, which is to receive all the stuff that's produced and put it on a train. And up here, we do the actual building. And I do even have, essentially, a plan here. Let's see. First things first, let's make a line of foundries. So we're going to use this blueprint. I'm trying to nudge too far. Okay. One. Two. What? Fell right through it. And finale for foundries. There we go. Now, first stage, this is gonna mix iron and copper ore to create copper ingots. Mostly because this location only has the one... Ooh. Hello? Did you mean to just type 3 asterisks? For a second there, I thought, oh, did AutoMod censor something? And it's like, no, I don't think so. It's just 3 asterisks. Did you mean to type 3 asterisks? So anyway, the plan here, it censored a link. Why were you creating a link? What to? Let's see. A plan? Let me put on my slightly larger glasses. So, 28 constructors. Divided by 4. Because there are 4 constructors in each of these blueprints, so it's 7 blueprints. Chat, you can help me count these off. One. Two. 3. 4. 5. Whoops, we're gonna need to make the factory bigger. Not super happy about a big, like, arch thing being in the middle of the factory, but I can probably build around it. Oop. Gotta go back to my cable box. Yeah, generally, links or images are caught by the bot because a lot of people try and do shitty things with those. So I recommend if you want to meme, you just come in and say the thing. Just type it out. Trying to post a link or a link to an image, generally the bot's not gonna like that. Dang, I forgot my count. Chat, what was the count? 5. Count was 5. Six. And 7. Thank you, Star Tiger. Alright, now, for this next set, basically that right there That's gonna make copper sheets. Next one's going to be copper wire. 26 divided by 4. And it's once again 7 blueprints. So we're going to do them exactly like the last one. They will be functionally indistinguishable. They look about lined up. Not that it really matters, I suppose, but, you know, neatness. It's a fine quality. One. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Ah, cool. Who are you FedExing? So yeah, make the copper ingots there, turn them into copper sheets here, turn them into copper wire here. Ah, very good. What's Hayami fixing? I can talk, but what is Hayami FedExing you? I hope it's something good. We don't really need that bit of the factory, so it's like I'm gonna take it out so that I don't build around it. Hang on. Done. Noodles and soup dumplings. Nice. All right. So here's the thing about this area. There are 6 pure iron nodes in this area. 6 of them. Now, some of that's going to get used in that iron and copper alloy foundry line that we did there at the beginning. The rest is going to get used just to make iron ingots, but that's a lot of iron. So, 74 smelters divided by 4 per blueprints, that's about 19. So we're going to build 19 blueprints of this. And we find out if we need to make the factory any longer. Let's see. Grab some more of this. Nope, more. And some more of this. There we go. While I'm up here, I should probably... No, not you. There we go. Make an easy way in here. All right, chat. Help me keep track. 19 blueprints. Starting with the first one. Let's make sure we've got a little room to work here. Try and line it up a bit. So that it at least looks neat. Or neat adjacent? Put one row back. For a walkway, obviously. Okay, that's one. Two. Three. The factory must grow. Four. Five. Six. Seven. Let's try going the other way a bit. Quick, chat, what was the count at? Okay, that was 7, so that was 8 just now. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. And then we hit an obstruction. So we're at 16. Need 3 more. I'm gonna check and see if we can go out the other side. I don't want to cut down too much of the North Forest. But to build this thing, we're gonna have to cut some of it. I'm kind of fond of the North Forest. Okay, so this is 17, 18, and squeaking in 19, right up to a tree. Okay, we're gonna have to do a little bit of clearing, it looks like. And while I'm down here, I need to clean this place up. Violence! Kitty asserts her dominance. I missed one. Cool kids don't look at explosions. Schlag. All right. Okay. A little bit on the end here. Something's in here. Missed. Slug. All right. Hopefully that's about as far as the factory will need to go in terms of length. The main idea there is that one smelts the iron ore into iron ingots. Which we then use in everything! Everything! The factory is now quite long. Long factory is long. Just a little bit over the edge. There we go. Now, obviously, we'll need to start making something with it. Because we do not have access to some of the other materials, like steel, in this location, we're going to need to do this build without any oil-based products. I am going to do a modular frame factory later that is completely screwless, but adds in oil products. It's a bit of a trade-off. But this one has just tons and tons, like 6 different pure iron nodes in one spot. So it's like, we got lots of iron. By my math, 2,880 units a minute in this location. So this is going to be a screw build. That's the trade-off. We're going to have to make a lot of screws. A lot of screws. $88 cast screws constructors. It's 22. Now that row would definitely be longer than this factory, so we're going to actually do a fun little trick where we just split it in 2. Counting down from 22. In fact, I'll even go in here. Oop, make sure we have enough parts. This is why I have those bins. Alright. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. There we go. Plenty of wire. Eventually we'll come back and make it look neat. Put some legs on the factory, stuff like that. But first things first. What I'm doing right now is I'm laying out all of the principal buildings. Once I'm happy with the layout, we can actually, you know, start making it work. I want to give that plenty of room. So we're going to do 11 in each row, and there's going to be 2 rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. How many time zones are there in the Soviet Union? 11. There's a song reference nobody's gonna get. All right. These are for alignment. Twelve. Thirteen. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. 21. 22. And that's just screws. Now, 38 divided by 4, that's 9.5, so 10 for iron plates. More cables. Alright. Labeling my work as I go along, you know? That way I remember what I did. I would have made myself a ramp, but I haven't actually used it. Alright. 10 counting down. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. In theory, that should be our iron plates line. Then at the far end, we're going to plunk down some assemblers. There we go. A little bit of quick math check. Bolted iron plates. 3. I need some parts. Bolted frames. And 2 more for rotors. Two, 4, 6. Yeah. I built a ramp. Yes. Ooh. Hello. Fine. Be that way. Let's see if I can. Okay. Can I build this without needing to tear down the tree? Maybe I want the tree to live. Let's just go down to this end and build. While trying to avoid the arch thing with a slug on it. Okay. Alignment's not... Away. Thank you. Super critical. But it would be nice if it lined up. One. Two. This one is 3. For clarity, I'm going to mark these by color. Next set 4. One. Flipped right through it. Two. Three. Four. For whatever reason, the platforms actually are solid before they're built, but the beams are definitely not solid until they're actually fully built. Okay, this group, let's do the next color in that sequence. These are the ones that are actually going to make modular frames. Then based on my notes, 2 more of these. And these ones are going to make rotors. Check my math. Looks good. Okay. So, I think it's pretty safe to say that we were successful in building the factory in such a way that this tree gets to live. Good. I didn't want to cut it down. And this is going to be the furthest extent of the factory over on this side. I will look at food pics later. Thank you, Lavos. There's one line left we need to build, and we're going to build it over in this general area. And that's concrete. But, yeah, concrete. So, 27 constructors. Groups of 4, so we're gonna do 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I need some more cable. Cable, as Lavos would say, or not Lavos, Laveau would say. Two of you have L names, and that constantly throws me off. Cable. Oh, and you're both dragons. Oh, no, you fucked off again. All the way over there. Okay, fine. Yeah, but you're both L names and you're both dragons, and that constantly makes my brain do the dysnomia thing where I mean to say one L word and then wind up saying a different L word. Yeah, you're both dragons. The only difference is Laveau is a dragon wolf and you're a dragon cat. Okay, 7. It's sort of a wonky space. Yeah, you are the candy cane dragon. He's a very red. Very, very red. A little gap in here. Like about a foundation or so. To try and differentiate these. 1. 2. We're at 2 out of 7. Is that line up? Yes. 3. 4. 5. 6. Is that gonna run into that? Ugh. You know what? You know what? F this noise. Let's take the last segment and just like... put it over there. And now I'm going to trim some of the extra foundations. We're not really going to end up using. Which, if I've done this right, should include almost all of this. Well, okay, maybe not all, but most of this arch that is in the way here. And that's roughly going to be the size of the factory. Oh yeah, absolutely. Never said I didn't. I'm actually kind of like, eh? Did you think I wouldn't? Alright. So what I'm going to do now... sort of always the first thing I do in any factory build is make a reservation in an area for two major things. Power and a hypertube. The hypertube is... Ooh. 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 I like that. I like that. Mm-hmm. Thank you for the redeem. All right. We're going to connect these to the factory right over here, about where they reach the factory. So there-ish, I think. I'm not gonna need you. I'm not gonna need you. But I am gonna take this guy and move him a little closer, so that he's right up next to the factory, but not underneath it. Let's see. Is that gonna reach? Not quite. So let's put a punch hole there. That is going to be where the hypertube enters the factory. Let's see. Bloop. Part of the reason I put these two things next to each other is because I do try and keep the hypertube to be on its own world circuit and not dependent on the factory's specific circuit. Maybe I have the factory shut down for some reason. Well, I still need to be able to come and go. So... Oop, don't clip out of the factory, please. This is going to be our primary power in point. We're going to call this North Forest. And take that socket. Everything has power now. Okay. Now, if I need to go back to the big factory to get more parts, I just take the tube. Very important. Also, wouldn't hurt if I stopped and, like, did some bag dumping, but, one thing at a time, right? Now, production, miner Mark II, 11. I'm gonna do that number again, 11. 11 miners we are slapping down. One. Two. Three. Wait a minute. What? What the fuck? I literally used these ore node spots earlier. At least one of them. Why is the cap rock back on it? Coffee stain, really? Now I have even more iron ore in my inventory. Okay, what was my count at? 1, 2, 3, okay. 4, 5. Six. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I just logged Dusk into Astaria and her hotkeys are all poofed. 18 bars worth. Now you know what I went through when I did a reinstall and all like 20 of her bars were gone. You know exactly the misery I went through trying to set all of that up again. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Okay. And look at this hilarity right here. I went to all of this effort to put the factory up that high so that it wouldn't foul with any of the miners, and this one right here is just like, I would have been sticking outside the factory anyway. Yeah, I don't know, Lavos. I don't know. 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 I've kind of gotten to the point now where I don't even bother to report all the bugs. I just sort of sigh and move on. With Astaria specifically. With Satisfactory, I at least try to see if it's reproducible first. Or funny. I will sometimes report Satisfactory bugs just because they're funny, even though I haven't reproduced them, just because they're funny. Usually those guys have a pretty good sense of humor. Okay. The line of glass walls around the outside is mostly just a keep the cat on the platform so she don't fall off. Next thing I want to do, we need to start hooking up all of these miners. Pull out my good old friend. The foundation colorer. Gonna mark out this as where we're gonna put a lot of the connections to the iron miners. We'll do the iron miners first. Connect all of those up. General idea being, once that's done, hook up the copper miner and those foundries are off to the races. Okay, I'm gonna go look underneath real quick. Figure roughly about where these are gonna connect. Couple there. And this is just iron right now, by the way. Assuming a straight line, these two should connect right around here. And these ones right around here. Cool, cool, cool. I do want to leave some room down here underneath because this is eventually going to be a big old, train station. And there's our little pop-up points. Which tells me we need to do some insertions right around here. I want to make sure possible to not foul the constructors. So like not that one, but that one right there. Not that one, but that one right there. Actually, no, this is a copper line, isn't it? Yeah, copper wire. So yeah, it doesn't even matter. Those are not going to cross-pollinate. I over-prepared. I do that sometimes. Right on a junction point, too. Now, you know what? I could use that to my advantage. I keep looking back there going, I need to not get in the way of the constructors, but then it's like, no, that's copper wire. These do not mix. Even at their fastest, Mark IIIest, these miners are only going to produce about 480 a minute unless I overclock them at Mark III. So the 480 belts are pretty okay, honestly. Need to get these guys over here. Rotate this guy ever so slightly. Okay, maybe a little more adjustment. I'll redo her hot wires too tomorrow. Doesn't use me. The thing that mainly concerns me, it's like that particular game seems to be almost self-corrupting its own data files. That's not good, you know? Rolling around at the speed of sound. Interesting, I've actually run out of belt material. We will have to actually go back to town for that one. Kinda need that to continue, unfortunately. But hey, that's why I set this up. Yeah. While I'm at it, let's do a little bag dumping. And you can see something that I worked on in between sessions. Now have a proper set of hypertube lifts to go up to the next floor. This way. Forgot for a second where I was going. Full bin. Makes going back for supplies much simpler and quicker. And this is what we were working on. Two down, or 4 down, 2 to go. Yeah, that sounds about right, Lavos. Sounds about right. So it's like none of your other gear fits. Might as well. I may have to turn those 2 miners 90 degrees. Actually, that one wasn't positioned half badly. The miners are now belted up. No, that looks ridiculous. That looks utterly ridiculous. I'm doing it again. I need a back door here. Let's put a back door on this thing. Who would have thought a factory would need a back door? Everyone! Everyone would think of that. It's the alarmed door at the back of the factory that makes all the noise if you hit it. It's the emergency exit door. Or the loading dock entrance, depending on what kind of factory it is. Oh, it's already... I already did that one. It just threw my brain off in so many ways. Okay, now that row has power. Or it will. As you note, everything still has the red light on it, indicating it has no power. The lights are all still off. That should have energized them. Green lights, green lights. Good, good, good. I like green lights. Here. I have this ore I just have sitting in my inventory. And at this point, it's just a matter of hooking everything up, programming everything. Like, these guys are going to be... Let's not start there. Let's start over here. Copper alloy. We want the light bar to go yellow, which it is. So these are programmed. But we haven't fed it all the ingredients yet. In fact, any ingredients. These guys, however, are full of iron ore now. So... time for this guy. Now that's a full load balance array of just iron ore. Which we're gonna now bring over here. And now all of these foundries have at least iron ore coming in. Means we just need to get the copper ore down here on the bottom. There we go. Now, roughly where is that little miner? Oh, way in the stonking over there. Okay, fine. We're gonna have a little bit of a trip bringing it over here, but that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. We can do that. Time to go underneath. And here we go. These guys should... as soon as everything gets here, start working. The one problem is, this thing was designed for a 480 input. It's definitely not getting that. That'll max out that belt. When we come by later with Mark III miners, it'll pick up the 2 overclock cylinders and just run normally. But there she goes. She's making copper ingots. There she blows. And these guys are all going to be iron ingots. So... over here. Whoa! Hello! Laveau and Company, right in the middle of an ad break. Hello, Durgers. Welcome in Durgrade. I hope things are going well.
Approved!
I made that one just for you.
Nice.
Thank you for the redeem.
Bonk!
Discovering all the sounds. Yes. Yeah. Ooh. That feels nice. It's dysnomia. They're both dragons with L names. Thank you for all of the redeems. Hello everybody. Laveau, if you need to go and get a food, go take care of yourself. We are big on the self-care here. Ooh. We've got this factory at least framed out. We still have redeems going. Wow. Tragic. Hi, hi. Yes, unfortunately, that is a, sometimes brain mixes up words that are, names but very similar. So we've got this factory framed out. It's at least getting, we're doing our initial startup. We have copper ingots being made. We have iron ingots being made. Everything is sort of laid out roughly the way we want it. And now it's just a matter of programming and connecting everything up. Yes, but you don't use an A name in stream, you use an L name. Which technically is an argument you could flip on its head, considering Laveau uses a W name in stream. So, I forget, what did I say this row was going to be? Did I say it was going to be copper sheets or wire? Sheets. See, that's why I put those signs there. EG3 with my friend Cat and Bows. I also do tabletop RPGs, but that's on a different channel called Trans XP TTRPG, where we play tabletop games that are not D&D. Because, like, there's other things under the sun. There are other things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than your Dungeons and Dragons. Whoa. The foundries come online as soon as I do that. The foundry's just like, aha! Now my output has somewhere to go. This is the exciting part of the factory build, when things start coming online and everything just comes to life. No, I use Lavos most places because that's my general online name, but Aish is Tiggy's Dragon Hobby, part of the triangle. Yes, polycule. The word you're looking for is a polycule. Aisha is part of that polycule. See, am I gonna mess that up? No, it looks good. Okay. See, now this one, it's right in the middle of a section. So, let's do it this way. Gang? I mean, what other names do you want to use for a group of, like, furry characters that are in a loving, fulfilling relationship? It's just... I suppose you could use harem, but I think that has some uncomfortable implications that I would like to not use. Loving, devoted relationship is not generally the first thing I think of when I think of a harem anime. I mostly think of domestic abuse. But maybe I've seen all the wrong anime, I don't know. Okay. And do I see a lot of green lights? I do see a lot of green lights. Off we go. That part is being made. Now, we need to hook up power on this one, because I'm seeing a lot of red lights. I mean, it's entirely possible that Aisha the dragon is collecting, like, harem girls, but I think Tiggy as a character would have something to say about that that's not very complimentary. Alright, what do we got here? Wire. Okay. I'm gonna program these for wire. And this is our copper ingot line. I should probably also go through and, like, upgrade the Mark III belts to Mark IV, but that's, you know, one thing at a time. Okay, do I see green lights? Yes, I see green lights. But there's one red. Why is there one red? I don't like... Oh, wow, text block. I mean, he might be in the furry universe, but that's some very specific people. He's not going after anyone, just his harem is... Gotcha, gotcha. I mean, I actually have a dragon character that hoards girlfriends, but, you know, she's very gay. So, now that those two lines are producing finished product, what we might want to do is take a break from bringing lines on and build the lower half of this factory, which is the train station that's supposed to ship all this material out. Except it's so dark down here. So dark! Are you from the DC universe? No, that joke is not going to stop being funny. I just built this foundation and already there's a flightless bird. What? Right. Okay, fine. I'm fine. How are you? Railroading. Let's put in a slightly elevated track piece here. Right about there-ish. And see if everything will connect. Why is this not disassembling? like that angle. That angle doesn't look good. We want nice, big, sweeping curves, not wonk. Okay, now that I'm happy with. But not that. Let's put in our little rampy ramp piece, maybe closer to here-ish. Oh, lovely, 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 lovely. I love the big sweeping curve there. Okay. Now, this is going to be a 6-car freight station. So we need 6 of these and 1 of these. 2 of those, 6 of those, and we need parts. So that means we're gonna have to do a quick swing by the main factory. So, how's everybody doing? Everybody have a good time over with Laveau's stream, or whatever you were doing? There is no universe where Aisha is a jerk. Well, I should hope so. I generally am with you on that one. I generally don't make characters that are jerks. We are going through a lot of quick-wire. Wow. Oh, right, pipes. I came over here for pipes. Ah, quick stretch, quick stretch. Someone redeem stretch. EIBs are not catching up anywhere near quick enough, but fortunately we're going to be making a factory for that next, after this one. This is basically the way this series is going to keep going after, now, this point is like, each day I do a stream, we're going to be putting together a new factory somewhere. And this is the thing that's chewing all the quick wire. High-speed connectors and computers. It's mostly the high-speed connectors. Again, we're gonna have to make a factory for that. Heavy modular frames. Here we go. Now the general thought is I'm gonna build the station there at North Forest. And that's where I'm going to start putting the actual train itself up. It's not going to take very much to get it hooked up, considering we did most of the train work yesterday. Though I might have to come back here to Spire Coast and make sure to set the freight platforms to unload. I don't remember if I've done that or not. That was yesterday. Sea of green lights. I like a sea of green lights. Alright. We want this to be roughly in the middle here, but leaned over to one side towards this copper node here, because that gives it a little bit of room to get around on the other side, because in the end, this needs to be a loop. Satisfactory trains like to be a loop. We... One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Spread this out just a little bit more. I'm actually not liking the ramped bit. I mean, I get what I was going for there, but it's too much down angle, and I don't really need that much down angle right here. Let's try this. Now, is this too sharp a turn? No, no, it is not. Okay, good. We're doing this in, like, the American driving system, where it's like, you stay to the right instead of stay to the left. Let's pop up a couple of signals, though. Which indicates you are in the block for the station. Oops. There we go. Why are you showing an error? Oh, because the track ends. Obviously. Whereas this track is gonna go turn this way. And sort of follow along this way for a bit. Redo that. And this is essentially the return track. Did I leave enough room to make a 180-degree turn? Or do I need to extend this platform? No, no. I think I did it exactly right. Almost. Mexico City. Yes, though. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's because it's not lined up the same. That's why. Much better. Okay. And the signals are all colored now. Here we go. This is North Forest. One, two. Oop. Why no connecty? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6-car train. With a rear end helper. We're gonna go in. We're gonna call this the North Forest train with a route of North Forest to Spire Coast NF. See how that works? Load concrete. Fuck yeah, concrete. Copper sheets. Copper wire. Reinforced iron plates. Or rippers. Rotors. And, last but not least, modular frames. Save. Which means when it arrives, it will unload those same things. Concrete. Copper sheets. Wire. The more we build, the longer the save intervals are going to get. That's a problem that's probably not going to get fixed until 1.0. Because that's a gameplay optimization thing. Rotors. And modular frames. Save. Save. Now, we get it into the box. Here comes the long part. What order did I say they were gonna go in? Copper wire, then copper sheets. Okay. Is this wire? Yeah, it says wire. Yay, I did it correctly. Oh boy, okay. I don't have enough materials. 50 input modules and about 150 block modules. Yeah, we're gonna need to go back down for the materials there. See, this is the exciting part when everything starts actually getting made, but then having to stop and go back and get parts, it's a buzzkill. I try to anticipate as much as possible how many materials I'm going to need, but I mostly use the blueprinting system for that. This is the side that doesn't blueprint because I'm never sure what that's going to look like on the far side. So I'm just going to bring a bunch of an extra. Because why the heck not, right? So, current plans. Today, we're building this North Forest factory. Thursday is going to be an off day, at least for us and our little group. Friday, we play tabletop games. And in the morning, before tabletop games, we're probably going to do some Baldur's Gate 3. Because, you know, Kat's pretty determined we're going to finish that. I may stream again Saturday. So my Saturdays are currently wide open. Oh, right, I was doing the wire first. That's right. I want the exit point to be on the other side of this line because that's closer to where it's going to go into the train. Did I do that right? Yeah. And actually, while I'm thinking about it, let's do output there-ish. In fact, actually, we could double output that now that I think about it. Because this line is actually producing 780 units a minute, but we've only got 480 belts, so... About 390, so, you know, 240 belts should cover it. Luckily, train stations have 2 inputs. It's almost like I planned that. I did, actually. But, you know. Here's our train, and let's belt it up. Now, I'm going to need to avoid those guys. So let's go up to about there-ish. One more. And I'm gonna go like that. And like that. Bar 1, copper wire. OSHA compliance, make sure to label things. You know, OSHA compliance for this planet that I'm the only person on it. I mean, really, it's just to, you know, label your work, make it very clear what you did, what you were thinking, when you come back later and it's just like, what did I say? What was I thinking? Load. Load. All of this load. Okay, let's go get the copper sheets. I need to remember, I have a bin of these down there. I may just put those on the train. 'Cause why not? I have trains. I went to all of this effort to build a train line so that I would have trains. So that I don't have to carry things around in my inventory. I have trains for this. Offer sheets. Now the really fun part, we're actually going to use the copper sheets again later in this factory when we make rotors, because we're going to use the copper rotor alt recipe, the one that takes screws, but we're going to make a big screw line here, so it's not really a... All hail the horrible demonic screw god! Consorting with the dark powers, and the dark powers are screws. And at this point, let's see, how do I want to extricate these downstairs? It's only producing about 200 a minute. So I don't really think we need 2 belts of it. How did I line that up anyway? Right, okay. Let's go to about that point. There's the blue line of foundations, so... make a punch out right there. Hopefully that lines up about where I had it. Not too bad, actually. Pretty close. I'm rather proud of that, if I do say so myself. And now we have copper sheets loading. Okay. Let's go over here. Turn the flashlight off. And just like... yoink. That fills the box right up. I'm not super worried about running out of copper wire now because it's like I literally have a factory right here that's doing nothing but making it. It's like, if I run out, I'll just go grab more. Alright. So, now... all of this is producing. Let's take a quick jaunt back to the Mega Factory and make sure that the receiving stations are set correctly, because I don't actually remember how I set them yesterday. Let's see. Spire Coast, North Forest. Alright. Yes, that's exactly what I was afraid of. They're set to load, which is a default. So we're going to set these to unload. Do a quick check, make sure there are 6 cars. Yes. I did that much correctly, at least. All right. Now we're just gonna go turn the train on. I should make that a sound routine. Remind me after. Okay. Train menu. On. I'm gonna sit down in the operator's cab with my cup of coffee and watch for a minute. Purpose being, make sure I didn't fuck anything up. Yeah, it's Sarah's brain. Yeah, exactly. I'm a cat whose brain is full of fluff. All of that work yesterday, here we go. I spent so much time working on that turn. Sometimes I just like to sit here and watch the terrain go by, you know? Drink some coffee. You can hear the engine kicking in as we start going up the grade. Woo! Kitty containment. Thank you for the redeem, Lapis. So, yeah, that is our first train on its way. There will be many more, but this is the first. In the meantime, our first two products. So now that you've got me captured, what are you gonna do with me, huh? Hey, Yisha's over here like, I hadn't thought this far ahead. So remember earlier when I said that I had built... Whoop, there we go. I'm out of the jar. And that time it worked correctly, Lavos. Yay, new stream. So I said I built a floor, but it doesn't do anything yet. It was entirely intended to be a distribution hub for the trains. Well, this is where that starts. Our goal here is to have a bin as a buffer for each train platform and car that is unloaded. And then we can then belt it to wherever in the mega factory it's supposed to go. And I appreciate that, Lavos, actually. You are helping me troubleshoot, and that is actually very much appreciated. Very much. And if I did that correctly, boom. Let's get the next one going. And there we go. Those are the two parts that we have mega factory that we have now built at the external factory going into their buffers, which is probably where we're going to leave them for a little while. Let's do the other buffer boxes though, because after this I'm going to head back to North Forest and start doing the iron products. It's going to take a little bit more work. That's of course, yeah. There's more of them. And not to forget the cement. Because the concrete is there on that little list on the right-hand side of, like, these are things that I need. Nut bunnies. I'm out of parts. I'll need to go downstairs and get some more. And eventually I'm going to come through and run lights down here. There wasn't a whole lot of point in putting lights down here when there was nothing there, but, you know, as we build more factories, there's going to be more stations, and, you know, eventually I'm going to need lights. Let's see here. One of those, please. Thank you. You know what I just realized, Lavos? I started streaming at 2. I usually take a break at 4. It's now almost 5. Second box has stayed on the train. That tells me that it's full. It can't fully unload. This is part of the reason why I put the buffer box on and then I double belt it with the general hope of, like, try to clear out the bin as much as possible to leave more room for the train to unload. That's pretty full. So's that. But I mean, we just built a large factory to sit there and mass produce these things in large numbers. It's just doing its job. All right, we're cranking. We're cranking. Now, if I recall correctly, the next thing we did was screws. Why, look. Yes, I was correct. Okay. So first things first is we're going to need to connect all of these smelters up to something. That'll essentially create the load balancer array that is just going to be all iron ingots. All iron ingots all the time. Generally with smelters, it's going to be a gap of 2 blocks. Generally. Which makes me wonder if I did it right back here. No, it looks correct. One, two. Two. Okay, that one looks like, yep. Has a constructor on the other side of it. I'm gonna wind up with so many iron ingots in my inventory by the time we're done here. It's another one of those cases where I'll just have to make a bin to sit there and unload. Okay, looks good. No, 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 no. There we go. No. There we go. See, this is why I leave big gaps between the two lines. Otherwise, I have no room to work and get back and forth here. And actually, while I'm thinking about it, where do I want to put a bin that's just spare iron ingots? Unfortunately, I've made this so, I don't know, cramped. It's definitely tight. No. There we go. That one, yep. What? What? Don't question it. Don't know. Another one. Link for the ad break to end. Oh. Ah. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. There we go. Trying to run belts through myself. That doesn't work. Oop. Now we are going to have ourselves an array of all iron ingot. I'm slowly going cross-eyed. I'm gonna go unload in that bin I made on the other side. I've already got 163 new ingots. And I just unloaded a minute ago. Of course, everything's coming to a stop, of course, because I haven't actually programmed the next set yet. Doesn't look like I've powered them yet either. Nope, no power. First things first, though. Ugh. There. All of the iron smelters are now connected to the array. The minute I turn this on, oh man. I'm like, in real life, slowly listing to the right because it's like I'm sitting here moving along down the road to the right. I'm just like, nope, nope. Sit up straight. Bad for your back. Okay. Here we go. This is gonna be noisy. Not as noisy as the smelters starting out, but still. It's still 44 different constructors all starting at the same time, or at least as I walk past them and paste the settings into them. And that's just this side of that line. We're gonna need to go through and do the other side, but all those iron smelters are now up and running. Ooh, wait. Why are you yellow? Why do I have a ton of screws in my inventory? Oh. That's why. Every once in a while I make an oopsie. All green lights. Looking for any lights that are not green. Okay. Now I'm going to take this guy and go over here. Whew. Okay. That's 88 constructors, all making screws with the cast screws recipe, which is 50 a minute. So 88 times 50, that's 4,400 screws per minute. Phew. Now we need to put a line to collect it all. I'm glad I only need to do one screw-based factory. Never doing this again. I say until the next time where I have to do it again. Fortunately, that won't be until Coalinga. Out of materials. Ah, good times, good times. It's a good thing these are load balanced arrays. Otherwise, oh man. Try moving all of this with traditional base game splitters and mergers. Oh, just the pain. Oof. I've done it before. I hated it. Never again. Never again. Let's get some motors. These are not exact numbers, of course. Now it just becomes a question of, how close can I get to fully completing this factory? Well. Close as I can get, hopefully. Whoops, no. Fortunately, once I get done with screws, this gets a lot easier and a lot simpler. That's why screws are just pain. Screws are pain. Why I don't like them and I don't like dealing with them. And there we go. That is a 4,400 per minute screw line. Now let's take a quick jaunt. A merry little jaunt. Over here. This line, which is going to make plates. That's probably it for the iron ingots. Fully distributed. Okay, you guys are making, as the sign clearly illustrates, iron plates. And are actually going to consume a huge amount of iron ingots. Jalapeno. There's a reference to a cartoon from the 90s. Go all the way to the far end here. Because even though these are next to each other, a lot of these are not actually feeding across. Only like down here at the end. Yeah, these guys are making bolted iron plate. So, put down to the end of this batch, like right there. These guys will strive boldly across the way. Although, who can think of the mistake I made? Because now that I think about it, I have indeed made a mistake here. Wait for the autosave. Yep. Yep, 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 yep. Rest of these look good. So let's set these for bolted iron plate. The mistake I made was lining up the rest of these assemblers in the same alignment, because I still need to get the output from the rest of that line there. I might rip up the rest of the assemblers and redo them. But let's get this batch up and running first. It's a natural, like, I don't know, autism, obsessive compulsive, whatever have you flavor makes me want to sit there and keep them all in a perfectly, like, perfect alignment. But unfortunately, that actually works against me here. One thing we can do quickly here is get these guys fully up and running. Because, of course, the top row there is screws. Everything's still using Mark III belts, so I'm going to have to go back and tweak that. But these guys are at least up and running. But for now, we need to move these. Whoops. No. 1, 2, 3. What? No. No. Why? Okay, there. That's the iron plates line. Let's put a capstone over here on the rippers. I think I'm starting to get tired. I'm making errors. Now. Yeah, the bolted frames was 1, 2, 3. Yeah. But we're gonna need a little bit more room here than before, so it's not pretty, it's not well aligned. But it'll have to do for now. Oh, whoa. It actually was solid that time. Nice. Okay, these are going to be our modular frame, guys. And we're going to use the bolted frames, which is rippers and screws. This is rippers. And now those rippers have somewhere to go. And the rest, of course, that's screws. So that's this malarkey there. Everything's programmed. Let's make sure it has power. I missed again. Ooh. Yeah, when I'm done with this factory, I think I'm probably gonna raid out. I'm getting tired. I'm making tired mistakes. But there we go. That's the modular frame production. One thing left. Rotors. Rotors was 2 segments of assemblers, so like that. Let's go. Come on, come on. There we go. 1. Two. And these are going to be our rotors. Quickly want to differentiate these guys from the others, because they are right next to each other. So we'll mark them a different color. And we're going to use the recipe of copper rotor, because I like that one. Except for the fact that it uses screws, but whatever. Okay. Let's see, top one was the screws. Yeah, okay. Screws done. This one is the copper sheets. Where are we going to get copper sheets? Oh, wait. We made a whole line of them. Way over here. And with that, the core of the factory is essentially complete. We just need to cap up our work and move it to the train. That's the end of the frames. And I am not in the mood to just run a belt, so... check my notes real quick. Rotors, modular frames, reinforced. So, let's see. Three rotors. or modular. I can type real good. Modular frames. Yep, there we go. Five. Reinforced iron plates. 4 rippers. Done. Last but not least, 6. Fuck yeah, concrete. So, first things first. This one's rotors. I haven't actually built the output yet. Smooth. Did I block that back door? Yes, I think so. Tansel, you are correct. Just trying to finish what I started. Let's go out one, and then... because I'm tired of using the jetpack. Let's try that again. Rotors. This one's the modular frames. Look at all those rotors. Modular frames. And the Ripperoonies. Ripperoni made of pepperoni. Done. I'll probably come back later, do the concrete. It's not gonna be any different than anything else you just saw. And I did not take a break and need to take one. Oh. So. It's Wednesday night. Is anybody playing Satisfactory? Not on my list. Let's go with Smitten Seraph. Not playing Satisfactory, but I do like to try and give some energy to smaller streamers, you know, new channels. And spread the love a little, you know? So, Thursday's gonna be a break day. Friday morning, Baldur's Gate 3. Friday evening, we're gonna be playing tabletop over on TransXP TTRPG. Saturday, I may try and get in some more Satisfactory. All of the schedules, of course, if you're on Twitch, it's down in the schedule section. Do take care of yourselves. Try and do a better job than I did today. As I'm about to go and do some self-care. Take good care of yourselves. And I don't know. I need a good catchphrase here. Stay furry, I guess. And here we go.